Hi, I'm Janice, your host of Ottawa Wedding Insider, your behind-the-scenes look at wedding venues and vendors in Canada's capital region, sharing stories, facts, and answers to help you get your wedding planning on. Today I'm here with Keith Rogers from East Coast Limos.
Hi.
And we are not only going to find out more about their limos, but we're in a limo taking a ride right now. East Coast Limos has not only been referred to as Ottawa's friendliest limousine service, but they also won this year's Ottawa Wedding Award in their category. Their focus is to ensure their clients experience that famous East Coast hospitality on wheels. Welcome, Keith, and thanks for being here with me today.
Thank you for having me.
We all know that wedding planning takes on average 250 hours and a lot of patience.
Yes.
No one wants the hassle of getting themselves from point A to B on their big day, but it's also equally important to make sure the choice that you do choose is going to be getting you from point A to point B on that big day. So together, Keith and I came up with some of the most asked questions. So the first question I have is, how far in advance should people book?
Well, for weddings, I think 6 months to 8 months, because we booked up all this past summer about 8 months ago. So if you want a good limousine and you know what you're looking for, book early. If it's outside of weddings and everything else, there's a little bit more leniency. But weddings, we book up pretty solid from May until about end of October. A lot of people have weddings in October now, so it's
especially if you want your preferred date, and Saturdays are probably your most busiest.
Saturdays are booked all the time. Every limousine company probably book up like pretty early on Saturdays.
So I know it's based on each car, but approximately how many people can you accommodate? Like, what is your minimum and your maximum?
Well, we're in an 8-passenger stretch limousine here now, and if you look around, if you have a wedding, I think 6 people, like 7 people tops, like with the bride with the big dresses and the bridesmaids. We have two 14 passengers as well. And maybe like 12 people would fit in there like comfortably. 14 if you're just out going around town. But for a wedding, you want some comfort and style. So maybe like 12 people should be like a maximum. And we're going to get a limo bus soon. So that's going to be like 20 or 22 people. So again, you have all the family come together and you just enjoy the ride and experience. Especially
since wedding parties are kind of becoming bigger and bigger these days.
Yes,
so.
Yeah. And we're trying to get out and change the mindset of like the people in Ottawa. Like limousines are not that expensive. They're affordable, safe, secure, fun. So just enjoy it with the family, the grandma, the grandpa, the grandkids, and everybody else. And just have a good time in a limousine.
So with that being said, what is included in your limousine?
Well, we always have chilled water and ice. We always give a complimentary bottle of champagne for the wedding packages. And we have a cooler so you can bring your favorite beverages, whether it's pop or whatever. It's up to you, but we have coolers of ice for that.
Okay, perfect. So what happens if they book for a certain amount of time in the package and something happens, things didn't go on schedule, and they end up going overtime?
Weddings never are on schedule. So we always have like a packages 4-hour, 5-hour service, and we try to break up the different hours in blocks. So if you want to have a 4-hour wedding, you can have 3 hours in the morning, and you can have an hour at the end of the night, like for a shuttle your guests home or back to the hotels. So if you go over like half an hour, we don't. It doesn't bother us. We don't charge anything extra. We know it's going to go over, but that's part of the whole thing.
Part of weddings.
Exactly.
Yeah. What should people consider when they're picking a limo company?
You look at the social media, the website, look at the testimonials. Maybe go to the Better Business Bureau. We're part of the Better Business Bureau. Take a look at it and see what our ratings are. Go to Google reviews. Get the reviews on the different companies out there. And most important thing, why don't you just come take a look at the limousine that you want for your wedding and pick it out, and that's yours for the day. We're not gonna offer you a limousine and then come back later with something that's not up to standards. And all of our limousines are up to standards. Just come and pick one, and that's your limousine for your wedding.
So if people just want to come and check out the limousines and ask questions, that's totally fine.
We have storage places, around town here in eastern Ottawa. And people come by and they look at the limousines and they love it. And then they say, "I want this limousine." Sure, that's yours, and we mark that in a calendar, and you get the limousine that you want for your wedding.
That's always.
And we have cleaners on staff all the time, so the limousines are always clean. Always, it smells nice. This one smells nice in here.
Yeah, it does. It does smell really clean.